New Chanel, mama and Gucci, got out the hoop, yeah. Been through hell, carry the, life is a movie, yeah. We prevail, now we do the groupies, don't do the groupies, yeah. Got money for bail, don't act like you know me, knock off your koofy, yeah. Flooded the rollie with Ethan, Hellcat Katrina the Beamer, blowing the money like Freeman. I got a flex in the sleepers, they tryna do me like Caesar. You gotta watch for the creepers, I got the eye in the steam.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Dream Chasers Podcast. This is a new segment that we're doing. We call this He Up Next. All right. So a lot of these guys that I'm going to interview, these are promising guys that are in high school, possibly college. These are guys that are up and coming, possibly some NBA stars in the making. Definitely college guys, very high school prospects. Guy I got on today, Tony Perkins. He was runner-up Mr. Basketball. He played at Lawrence North, and he is now at Iowa University. Tony, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. So, hey, let's get right into it, man. Your earlier years in school, what sports did you play?
Football mostly and baseball.
Football and baseball. So as a youth,
Yeah.
You started with football and baseball. When did you get into basketball? How'd you get to the game?
I actually always played basketball growing up, but I was mostly into football. But then towards my freshman year of high school, that's when I really started taking it serious.
Okay. Pull your mic a little bit closer. I could barely hear you when you speak. So once you got through middle school, no basketball at all?
Yeah, I played basketball in middle school, but I didn't take it as serious as I did today. So
Okay, got you. So how did you said as you got to high school, you was a freshman in high school, you started playing ball, you took it a little bit serious. What made you take it serious? Did you grow a little bit? What was the factors that got you there that made you take the game a little bit more seriously?
actually, I was willing to play football, but I was a wide receiver and they wasn't throwing the ball, so I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time out here. So I went to
Right.
basketball, and then I found out that I could be better than what I thought I could be in it. So then that's when I started taking it serious.
Okay. So as a freshman, who was your coach? Who was the head coach over at Lawrence North?
Jack Kiefer.
Jack Kiefer. All right, legendary Jack Kiefer. So as a freshman, man, what was that like that first year? Did you play freshman? Did you play JV? Was you an impact guy? What was that like?
I played JV. I played like 2 quarters of JV, then dress varsity. I played a few varsity games. I started one varsity game
Okay.
actually, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. So what was it like in the summers, man? Did you how did you put in work in the summer? Did you do a lot of stuff off on your own? Did you have a personal trainer? What was that like, man?
No, I did pretty much all my stuff with an assistant coach.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't assistant coach at the time, but now he is. He was
Okay.
a former player. We were trained, and then I just stay after shoot and just practice and work on my game.
Okay. So sophomore year, man, walk us through it. What was that sophomore year like after working with the coaches?
It was better than the freshman year.
Okay.
I played a big role in scoring and defense, and I actually started that year,
Okay.
and we didn't go too far in the playoffs, but we won 2 games, and then we lost in the championship in the first round.
Okay. So as a sophomore, you began to start. When did you start establishing yourself as a name? I know you was a starter, but when did your name start to travel a little bit? Was that going into your junior year? Was it the end of sophomore year? Was you scoring a lot?
Yeah. going into my junior year. Well, that sophomore summer, that's when everything started growing.
Okay. What did you throughout that time? Did you grow? Did you start growing a little bit? Um, what stuff started to take place?
I say I grew an inch or two.
When did those factors start to come together for you? Maybe like strength, speed. When did you establish yourself as possibly kind of like a quote unquote top dog? Was it that junior year?
Yeah, it was my junior year. I mean, I always had speed and
Mhm.
athleticism, so it wasn't really that. It was just basically my confidence. My confidence got boosted after sophomore year.
So what, man? So help me understand. Okay, after your sophomore year, how did your confidence get boosted? Like, was it the fact that you just knew that you was better than people? Was it the fact that you put the work in and the game may have slowed down for you? Was it a maturity aspect of it? When did your confidence kind
Actually, I had a meeting with Jack Kiefer, of course, after my sophomore year. After one of our big,
uh-huh,
after our big, one of our big scores left, he was just telling me
okay,
the role I needed to fill. So then the
uh-huh,
game just slowed down. I got more confident. Yeah,
okay. So him believing in you made you believe in yourself.
yeah.
Nice, nice. So junior year, man. Just touch on that a little bit. What was that junior year like?
Uh, it was probably my my breakout year.
Okay.
We went far.
Hmm.
Let me see. That's when everything really started growing for me as a player, and that's pretty much it.
Did you start getting attention from schools at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then what schools were looking at you? We know you're at Iowa. We'll talk about that in a second, but what schools was looking at you?
A lot of schools.
What well,
Iowa.
what was the contenders that you was looking at big time?
Um, it was mostly Iowa. Um, Ball State at the moment, but I was really waiting to see what was really the best option for me and giving more schools opportunities to see what I got in store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about senior season, man. I mean, you was the man, and it was kind of crazy because people just really, we heard your name, but it seemed like your name really started to blow up, and it seemed like you had a couple breakout games. Um, Talk to me a little bit more about this past year. Talk and then I want to touch on kind of like how the coronavirus kind of shut some stuff down. I want to talk about Mr. Basketball as well, but just tell me, this last season, what was this like for you?
Last season was, I just gave it my all because it was my last year, of course,
Hmm.
and I just wanted to finally make it out the first round of playoffs and hopefully get to the championship game.
Right.
Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Got you. So, coronavirus stopped your season dead in its track, your pro season, right? What was that
Yeah,
like?
that was the. This year was supposed to be the year that we went all the way.
Absolutely. I
Um,
thought you could have, and rightfully
yeah,
so.
yeah, because we only lost two games, but those games we
Okay.
lost was actually off of us coming away from game. I mean, coming from games like tournament games,
Right.
and we'll beat them the first like game, and then they have like 2 weeks off while we just played like 2 days ago. So we was
Right.
kind of
Back to
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Right. So, this is, this is my opinion. I thought that personally that you was Mr. Basketball. You didn't get it, and a lot of people are saying that if you would have played Bloomington South, who we know who the winner is of Mr. Basketball, it would have changed some minds of some people because that'd have been like the last hoorah on who was the best in the state.
yeah.
How do you feel about that? Now I know this that may be a, you know what I mean, it might be a sensitive spot. You know, on this podcast, I want to protect you as much as possible, but I do want to talk about it. What was your thoughts, man? I mean, I thought that you did enough to get Mr. Basketball, and a lot of people did. It didn't happen. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts on that is I wasn't really too worried about it.
Okay.
At the moment, when I seen I wasn't in the conversation, I was like, oh, well, I ain't really too worried about it. I'm just about to show them you know what I got in store, and
Right.
that's what I did. Then they put me in the conversation, but I wasn't too worried about winning Mr. Basketball or being this. I was
Okay.
more worried about getting my team to the championship and winning us a state and
Right.
being more of a team player, helping my team out for future references. So when I leave, they can do the same thing and complete what they want to complete in their high
Right.
school career. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had the right attitude, but I just want to know what would have happened if y'all had played Bloomington South.
If we'd have played Bloomington South, the world would never know.
I said, what would it? No, I'm just saying. Look, I ain't put no words in your mouth. But what would have been if you would have played Bloomington South? I just want to know.
It'd have been.
I'm not saying that you was going to go with anybody. I'm just saying what would have happened.
I would say that was a tough.
Be honest.
That was a tough team, but it would have most definitely been a nice little, probably decent little score. We up by 10. Said
Okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't say that we would have blown them out, but it would have been probably a blowout. But I mean, if they would have kept the game slow and everything, then it probably would have been a tough game. But if we would have like pushing the game and tempo, then we would most definitely won.
Absolutely. So hey, man, you know, really last question. What do you? I mean, how do you envision your future at Iowa and playing back going forward? You know, tell me your goals. You know, what would you like to accomplish on college level, and you know, what are your aspirations past that?
I had to say most definitely making a goal to win a national championship. Become a better player.
Okay.
Let me see. Learn more about the game as I get older. Potentially go professional, either overseas or NBA. And just improve as a player and a person. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, man. And then what's the difference? I know you're working out at Iowa now, and you guys got a lot of you know, you guys are preparing. We don't know if this corona thing's gonna do or whatever, but you're preparing. How much of a difference so far is college ball compared to high school?
Completely different. Everyone's big, everyone's strong. And
big, fast, and strong.
Yeah, so it's
right.
like, I mean, I always play against older kids anyway, like open gym and playing with my uncle and stuff. Cause he's older. He always bring me to like open gyms growing up, junior, sophomore year. So, I mean, it's not
Sorry, go ahead.
It's not exactly the same because they kind of older and, you know, old bodies, they kind of break down fast. But I mean, it's not that hard to adjust to.
So how do you feel amongst them? Is that confidence still riding high? You still a big dog amongst big dogs, or they big dogs and you're a mid-sized dog? How does that work?
I'd say it's the same because I still find a way to get my buckets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, we love your confidence, man. I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, going forward, man, we would love to follow you and you know, make sure to check you out a little bit, put some highlights up on our YouTube channel.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Still there?
Yeah, I hear
you. Man. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on. Tom. Like I said, we'll definitely support you in everything going forward, being a hometown kid. And we want to see you do great things out there, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Hey, if you guys like this podcast, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Take care.